Hallo, willkommen zu einem neuen Teil meines Let's Plays zu Nier. Ich bin Seppoloni und wir sind auf dem Weg in den Forest of Myth, um diese mysteriöse Traumangelegenheit aufzuklären. Popola hat in der letzten Folge einen Brief erhalten, in dem zusammenhangslos scheinbar über Traum geschwafelt wird, beziehungsweise sich das Wort Traum ständig wiederholt. Und in der Nacht davor hatten wir schon einen seltsamen Traum, der uns einen Hinweis gab, dass wir einen Sealed Verse finden können in diesen Wäldern, in diesem Forest of the Myth. Und deswegen sind wir jetzt dahin unterwegs. Ich checken mal kurz die Sidequest-Liste, ob wir auf dem Weg irgendwas erledigen können vielleicht. Wolle und Goatide. Mutton und Goat Meat. Okay, wir werden ein paar Schafe und Ziegen verkloppen müssen, leider. Und fischen könnten wir auch auf dem Weg. Es hilft dir nichts. Ja, ich hab's verdient. Genau, ein bisschen looten schadet hier eh nicht. Auch die Medical Herbs können mal wieder aufgestockt werden. Ich weiß gar nicht, wie viel wir davon haben. Momentan. 5, ja, da kann man schon ein paar einsammeln. Ich versuche den Shades ein bisschen aus dem Weg zu gehen, denn wir müssen uns jetzt nicht unbedingt mit denen anlegen, wenn es nicht sein muss. Das kostet nur Zeit. Bringt allerdings natürlich auch ein bisschen Erfahrungspunkte. Aber es lässt sich beim Paar wahrscheinlich eh nicht vermeiden. Mir die Schafe weg. Wenn ich mich beeile, kann ich das Schaf vielleicht noch looten. Ah, ihr Penner. Das sieht gut aus. Okay, wenigstens das konnten wir looten. Ich glaube, man muss die nur in der Kamera behalten. Man darf die Kamera nicht wegschwenken, sonst lösen sie sich auf. Vermute ich mal. Ich gehe jetzt auch erst in die Area und hole dieses Adlerei, wenn wir schon hier sind. Das ist nur ein kleiner Umweg. Den können wir schon mal machen. Ich hoffe, sie hält mir jetzt den Rücken ein bisschen frei. Ja, wunderbar. Great, that's everything the runaway kid asked for. Time to head back. Okay, wir haben jetzt die Zutaten für diesen Runaway Kid, diesen Kerl, der von zu Hause abgehauen ist und sich jetzt mit einem gekochten Essen bei dem Wirt bedanken will, der ihn aufgenommen hat. Okay, dann holen wir uns noch das Adlerei. weil der Wald ist dann gleich gegenüber wieder quasi. Also ist kein allzu großer Umweg. Und vielleicht finden wir hier noch das ein oder andere interessante Item. Ich würde mich zum Beispiel echt gerne noch hier mit Fledermäusen anlegen, damit wir die mal auch ein bisschen looten können. Ich weiß nicht, ob wir deren Materialien für irgendwas brauchen, aber umsonst werden die hier nicht sein. Also nehmen wir mal ein paar Fledermausflügel mit. Und Zähne. Na gut. So, ich denke, wir müssen wahrscheinlich wieder hoch zu Mayers Haus. Zu dem goldenen Haus, nehme ich an. Wahrscheinlich auf der Ebene irgendwo. Mal schauen. Ja, es soll zwar hoch oben liegen, dieses Gebiet, aber dadurch, dass die Anreise so ebenerdig ist, hab ich zumindest irgendwie nicht das Gefühl, dass ich hoch oben bin. Ich habe das Gefühl, ich bin in irgendeinem tiefen Canyon, aber nicht hoch in einem Gebirge. Was es wohl sein soll. Das erinnert mich ein bisschen an Dark Souls, diese Stimmung. Oder auch Bloodborne. Mit den Leuten, die sich in ihren Häusern verkriechen. Man hört nur ihre Stimmen. Gerade Bloodborne vor allem. Ach, diese Leiterkletteranimation. Okay, hier haben wir doch kein Ei. Dann müssen wir einfach noch ein bisschen suchen. Irgendwo hier muss es ja sein. Okay, dann müssen wir den anderen Weg noch versuchen. Über dieses Geländer hoch. Dieses Baugerüst. Bleibt uns wohl nichts anderes übrig. Tja. Hey, Pumpkin Seed. Können wir dann daheim gleich anpflanzen. Aber kein Ei. Leider. Das finden wir schon. So groß ist ja der Ort auch wieder nicht. Okay, ich hau hier mal. Ich hau hier einfach auf die ganzen Kisten auf dem Weg kaputt. Vielleicht verbirgt sich ja mal ein Adlerei zufällig in so einer Kiste. Naja, und wenn nicht, stocken wir immerhin die Medical Herbs ein bisschen auf und so. Und noch einen Samen zum Einpflanzen. Oh, ein Wassermelonensamen. Das ist doch toll. Den wollte doch unsere Tochter haben. Eine Wassermelone, nicht den Samen. Das heißt, wir müssen den im Grunde nur einpflanzen und warten, bis er gedeiht. Und dann haben wir die Quest auch erledigt. Oh, die Brücke ist kaputt. Ja, dann wird hier wohl eher kaum ein Adlerei sein. Hier kann man auch nicht hoch, oder? Nö. Ja, dann bin ich jetzt überfragt. Ich schau mal kurz ins Inventar, ob ich doof bin und das vielleicht irgendwo aufgesammelt habe und es nicht gemerkt habe. Nö. High places where the wind blows. Ja, keine Ahnung. Ist vielleicht where the wind blows ein Hinweis? Muss ich vielleicht irgendwie Ausschau halten nach Windrädern oder so? Ich weiß nicht. Ich glaube nicht. Da oben blowt der Wind. Ja, auf jeden Fall sind hier überall so Windräder und es wird angedeutet, dass hier the wind blowt. Also das Gebiet dürfte auf jeden Fall richtig sein. Ha, schon komisch. Das weiß ich wirklich nicht. Ich glaube, bevor ich zurückgehe, ich schaue jetzt nochmal zum Häuptlingshaus und schaue mich da nochmal ganz genau um. Vielleicht habe ich da irgendwas übersehen. Und wenn da nichts ist, dann weiß ich auch nicht. Sehe ich mich nochmal in dem Gebiet um, in dem Kaini ihren kleinen Wohnwagen stehen hat. Und ansonsten... Moment, ich sehe doch da drüben was blinken. Ich sehe da drüben was blinken. Ich verstehe schon. Ich glaube, ich weiß, was mein Fehler war. Es führt anscheinend eine Leiter drüben vom Häuptlingshaus nochmal nach unten, eine Ebene tiefer. Und auf der Ebene hätte ich gucken müssen. Dann machen wir das jetzt eben. Ich werde von jetzt an in Zukunft übrigens versuchen, aber ich kann noch nichts versprechen. Das wird sich noch einpendeln, aber ich werde versuchen, wenigstens 4 Folgen in der Woche zu veröffentlichen. Wahrscheinlich eher Donnerstag bis Sonntag in diesem Zeitraum irgendwann. Beziehungsweise bis Montag vielleicht. Ah, da haben wir das Eagle Egg. This must be the egg. We better get back to the tavern lady. Genau, das machen wir dann erst...
Certainly taken on a rather trying job this time.
Oh, quit moaning.
I imagine this egg would fetch quite a sum if you sold it to the highest bidder.
We can't do that. The old woman is waiting for it.
Perhaps we should place our own financial situation ahead of the concerns of an elderly woman,
I told you to quit moaning.
Genau, wie gesagt, und ich werde jetzt die nächste Zeit erstmal mit Nier einfach straight weitermachen, ohne Unterbrechungen, aber in naher Zukunft werde ich parallel noch irgendetwas anderes machen. Also vermutlich Fallout im Survival-Modus, wie ich schon mal gesagt habe, das wäre, glaube ich, recht interessant. Ja, mal schauen. Und dann gibt es natürlich noch 0 bis 2 Folgen in der Woche, ich kann es wirklich nicht sagen, gemeinsam mit Merlin. Da hatten wir haben so viele Spiele, die wir eigentlich gerne euch zeigen würden, die Welt sehen muss. Wir würden jetzt erstmal wahrscheinlich konsequenterweise wirklich Resident Evil Zero machen, auch wenn es uns da letztes Mal die Aufnahme nicht aufgenommen hat und wir total frustriert sind, also ich vor allem. Aber ja, das versuchen wir nochmal. Wenn nicht wieder irgendwas grob schief läuft, dann werden wir Resident Evil Zero jetzt wahrscheinlich noch machen. Die Order steht vielleicht noch auf dem Plan. Ich glaube, das wird sehr interessant, weil Merlin dann doch eher, also nicht ausschließlich, aber schon auch auf Grafik guckt, auf optische Qualitäten bei einem Spiel. Und sie glaubt, dass The Order ihr dadurch relativ gut gefallen könnte. Und ich vermute eher, dass ich es hassen werde. Ich glaube wirklich, dass es so ziemlich die Antithese von einem guten Spiel meiner Meinung nach ist. Aber gut, konzentrieren wir uns wieder auf Nier. Wir sind jetzt in den Forest of Myth. Und sehr
Sure is
verträumt.
quiet here.
Such silence bodes ill. There's trouble on the way. I'm sure of it.
That's what I love about you, Weiss. You're such an optimist.
That's cheek.
So, bevor ich mit den Leuten rede, mit dem Kerl da, schaue ich mich kurz um. Ich weiß, ich habe The Legend of Zelda wahrscheinlich schon 100-mal erwähnt, seit ich das Spiel spiele. Aber das erinnert mich einfach schon so sehr an das Deku-Dorf, wie heißt es in Ocarina of Time, das Startdorf. Und hier ist der Deku-Baum. Nur, dass der Eingang nicht ein Eingang ist, kein Eingang ist. Schön eigentlich. Hier sieht man, was Design ausmacht und wie man mit einem schönen Design und einer liebevollen Gestaltung trotz veralteter Grafik wirklich noch einen schönen Effekt rausholen kann. Einen schönen Ort hier. Okay, es wirkt schon alles sehr traumhaft hier. Diese Beleuchtung ist irgendwie sehr surreal. Dann reden wir mal mit dem bärtigen Kerl. Be aware. Beware the words. The words? What do you mean? Contagious words. Those who dream. Those who dream? Hold on a moment. There's a strange new sensation in my mind. Wise's voice rose in a queasling way. It is not quizzical. What's going on here? The villager's body shuddered as he slowly opened his eyes. Perhaps we should start by asking this man. Who are you? I'm Nier, this is Wise. We heard something happened in the village, so we came to see if we could help. The villagers stared at Nier and Wise. If you can speak to me, I must have caught you in my dream. How's that again? The villager explained. In the past weeks, a mysterious disease called the Death Dream has spread across the Forest of Myth. Those who caught it were cursed to fall asleep and live forever within the world of their own dreams. The village mayor had determined that the Death Dream was spread from person to person by spoken words. But before he could learn more, the disease took him as well. Wise stared at the mayor, his mouth twitching slightly. Now, see here, he said. Are you saying that we have been absorbed into your dream? Well, yes, said the mayor. I think you have. Oh crap, said Nier. So that means we're caught in Death Dream? Before the mayor could confirm Nier's suspicion, Wise explained with rage. Ridiculous! Preposterous! Completely unfathomable! On ever conceivable level! I don't even recall falling asleep! The mayor attempted to take Wise's complaints in stride. That's just how the Death Dream works, he said. brushing aside the book's remarks. "My remarks shall not be brushed aside, fool, and I would behoove you to remember that this world allows me to view all of its narration." The mayor twisted his mouth into an embarrassed grimace, then quickly changed the subject to who Nier had seen and what they had discussed since coming to the village. "Something here must have caused you to enter my dream," said the mayor. "A certain conversation, a specific word, something." Nier and Weiss racked their brains, but could find no easy solution. There were simply too many words to consider, too much random chatter, too many meaningless conversations. "Grimoire Weiss does not engage in meaningless conversations." The mere suggestion that Weiss chose his words carelessly seemed to sting his pride. "It does not seem, it stings my pride, you bloated gas bag of a narrator. It has demolished it utterly." Irritated, Weiss looked skyward, as if searching for an answer in the heavens. "I was doing no such things. Just leave me alone already." The anger created by his harsh words bled over to Nier like a contagion. "Wait," said Nier suddenly. "Did someone just say contagion?" "Yes, I believe so. What of it?" "Well, that villager told us to watch out for contagious words, right?" The mayor leaned forward with renewed interest, pushing a startled voice aside in the process. "Well, he must have said something, right?" asked the mayor. "Some specific combination of words. What was it? It was about dreaming or something that dreams or... Oh, what the hell was it?" "A sheep!" cried Weiss suddenly, blurting out the first thing that popped in his head. The others stared at him for a moment before slowly shaking their heads. After a few more minutes of thought, Nier's face suddenly lit up. "I remember," he said. "Those who dream, that's what he said. I'm sure of it." At this, the mayor produced a thick sheaf of paper from his pocket. He flipped through them a few times before finally nodding his approval at Nier. "That sounds right," he said, as a stray sheet of paper fluttered to the ground. "My notes also mentioned something about that. I bet it was the last thing you heard before you fell asleep." The mayor shook his head. His worn pencil stopped tracing lines across a lone piece of paper. "For the last month, I've done nothing but study the disease we call the death dream," he said. "I mean, I'm the mayor, right? It's my job to protect people from whatever comes along. But I never expected a couple of outsiders to start entering people's dreams." The mayor paused, a grimace crossing his face. "I should probably be taking notes or something." Weiss immediately fired back. I applaud the force of will it takes to research a disease in your dream, he said. But perhaps we should bend our efforts to escaping this place instead of trying to understand it.
The mayor's hand tightened around his pencil, snapping it off at the tip.
I've tried to escape. From the very first moment I realized I was locked inside my own dream. I've been looking for a way out, but I don't think it exists. I mean, this is my dream, right? If there was an exit, I'd know about it. He paused for a moment. His unfocused eyes stared at nothing. My village was beautiful, he said to no one in particular. And it was filled with the most wonderful people you could ever hope to meet. But once this disease took hold, things changed. It's like someone took a sponge and soaked all the color out of our lives. I just want us to be whole again. I want us to be free. The mayor's voice took on a note of steely determination, and I won't stop trying until it happens. Nier nodded in agreement. Huh? Wait a second. I didn't nod. Why are you? Look, if we can be of any help, said Nier, just ask. Now hold on. I did not just say that. Silence! Cried Wise. The grimoire looked from Nier to the mayor and back again, his face filling with confidence. Grimoire Wise's face is always confident. Thank you very much. Now see here, Mayor. You told us that nothing can exist in this dream without your knowing of it. But yet you seemed surprised to see us when we first arrived, yes? The mayor slowly raised his head, recognition dawning on his face. Oh my God, he said. You're right. I had no idea you were coming. The human imagination is a limitless engine, said Wise. And dreams are the fuel. If you can imagine an exit, then it must be so. With your permission, we shall search it out. Thank you, said the mayor. I don't know how I can repay you. Payment is not required. We are as eager as you to be done with this place. The mayor suddenly felt as if he could breathe again. He'd almost forgot what it was like. Good luck, you two, he called at the departing forms of Nier and Wise. We are all counting on you. As Nier slowly faded into the misty forest, the mayor was struck by a sense of déjà vu. I saw this man once before, he thought, but where? Nier's mood darkened as he trudged through the forest. Hours earlier, when the beauty of the place was still a new thing, he'd been confident they could get in, find the exit, and be home in time for dinner. But the deeper they went, the more the forest closed in around him. The mist made it difficult to see more than a foot in any direction, and moss-covered rocks seemed determined to twist his ankle. More than once he'd be forced to steady himself on the rough bark of a tree, and his hands now left small trails of blood on everything he touched. Additionally, Wise was proving to be a spectacularly poor traveling companion. Unhindered by either terrain nor physical efforts, he spent most of his time urging Nier to pick up the pace and grumbling about their own slow progress. Finally, after Weiss muttered something about legless turtle being more adept to navigation the environment, Nier snapped. "You know what, Weiss?" he cried. "Go to hell! We're stopping."
I need to rest for a few minutes before I throw up.
Nier leaned against a tree and tried to stretch his knots from the back. "How can this stupid forest be so goddamn big?" he muttered to himself. The moment the words tumbled from his mouth, a cacophony of insects sprang to life. As if infuriated by his lack of respect, every imaginable form of buzz, click, and hiss roared out with a volume that rattled his teeth. Nier slapped his hands over his ears and screamed to be heard. "Weiss, what the hell is going on?" Nier could see Weiss' mouth moving, but he might as well have been shouting in a tornado. The insect screamed, the forest hollowed, and then, just as Nier's ears seemed ready to tear from his head and go running for cover, the sound diminished. Hesitantly, Nier removed his hands from the left ear and listened to the creatures of the woods. Sri, 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 sri. Shakakakak, shakakakak, shakakakak. Chiki, chiki, chiki. Vuvuvuma, vuvuvuma. Shik, 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 shik.
As the insect symphony dimmed another decibel,
Nier began to detect patterns in the sound. "This isn't random," he thought. "It's not just white noise, it's something else." The insects weren't just calling out, they were asking a question. One with it suffers, two with its ideal, three with it is dangerous. What is it? By my pages, it's a riddle. I guess so. This kind of thing happens a lot in dreams, right? Maybe it's the key to getting out of this place. Then I leave it to you to answer. One with it suffers. Two with it is ideal. Three with it is dangerous. What is it? The answer is a secret. The answer is a woman. How the hell should I know? Okay, das sind unsere 3 Antwortmöglichkeiten. Was für ein seltsamer und cooler Part in diesem Spiel. Okay, überlegen wir. Einer leidet damit. Bei 2 ist es perfekt. Bei 3 ist es gefährlich. Ein Geheimnis. A secret. Das macht Sinn. Also ohne die Antwortmöglichkeiten wäre ich unmöglich drauf gekommen, aber es muss ein Geheimnis sein. Woman macht keinen Sinn. Und die letzte Antwort ist quasi keine Antwort. Dann bleiben wir beim Secret. Inwardly furious that Weiss left the task to him, Nier sighed and gave the only answer that made sense. It's a secret. Right? The sound of the insect stopped and as suddenly as it began. The forest undergrowth parted before Nier like a rippling wave, opening a new path. These forest arthropods are marking a road for us, said Wise with glee. Pleased at passing the test, Nier moved on with new intensity. The path offered his body relief from the undergrowth, but gave even greater cheer to his mind. As long as they were on a path, their journey had a purpose. I guess the forest has accepted us, huh? Said Nier after a bit. Wise spun around to face his companion. Do not mistake the will of the forest for some happy pet you can suddenly befriend. We have no idea where this path leads. As Wise finished speaking, the pair turned a corner and found themselves facing a clear forest spring. Smiling, Nier picked up a small rock and sent it skipping across the surface of the water. Good heavens, said Wise. His surprise was understandable. Each time the rock struck the surface of the water, a musical note rang out. When the rock finally stopped moving and sank to the bottom of the spring, the ripples it left behind came together to form words. I enter through the window, but I break no glass. When the night falls, I vanish. What am I? Also bevor man hier die Antwortmöglichkeiten sieht, kann ich schon mal sagen, Licht. Wenn das nicht Sonnenlicht ist, dann weiß ich's auch nicht. Absurdly easy, barked Wise. Now answer it. Nier grit his teeth and tried not to reach out to strangle his companion. He's right after all. This one is pretty easy. I enter through the window, but I break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? A bird. A letter. Sunlight. Yeah. Sunlight! A plum of water suddenly burst from the spring. Sunlight filtered through the trees and reflected off the plum, creating a shimmering rainbow that spanned the entire horizon. In all my years, said Wise softly, I have never seen such a sight. Perhaps I have misunderstood the intentions of this place. Hey, look, cried Nier, awaking Wise from his daze. There's a house or something over there. Gazing in the direction of his friend's extended hand, Wise saw a small cottage nestled around the trees. That's weird, isn't it, Wise? I mean, who would build a house all the way out here? Nier walked over and pounded on the door. After a minute of solid banking, the door cracked open and a small man peered out. His body was cloaked from neck to toe in a large black cape, while his face was obscured by mist. Began Nier. But before he could get any further, the cloaked man held a hand up and began speaking. I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but I end the night with 3. What am I? Das Rätsel kenne ich zufälligerweise. I have 4 legs in the morning, 2 at the noon, and at the night with 3. Das soll quasi ein Mensch sein. Ein Säugling, der quasi auf 4 Beinen krabbelt, dann at noon, mittags, geht er auf 2 Beinen und abends braucht er einen Stock, hat also 3 Beine. Ich weiß nicht, woher ich das kenne, aber das ist, glaube ich, einigermaßen bekannt auch. Nier tried to ask the cloaked man who he was and what he was doing here, but he simply repeated the question. If we wish to engage this man in conversation, said Wise, it seems we must answer his riddle. Yeah, I suppose, said Nier. Well, at least it's an easy one. I 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but I end the night with 3. What am I? A man! A man. The mist dissolved from the cloaked figure as he spoke a single word. Correct! With that, the man flung his argument aside, revealing his true identity. You're the mayor, cried Nier. The small man slowly shook his head. I am not the mayor you know. Now listen to my words. Long ago, I saw a version of you that was not yourself. You saw... Wait, you saw what? I'm sorry, I don't understand a thing you just said. It will make sense in time. At present, I'm simply congratulate you on cracking the seal of the death dream. Now you must go to the man at the forest entrance. With that, the man turned on his heel and slammed the door behind him. As Nier watched, mist seeped up from the ground and enveloped the cottage, erasing it from existence. When Nier and Weiss returned to the forest entrance, they found the mayor leaning against a tree. As soon as he caught sight of the duo, he sprang to his feet and scrambled over to them. Good gravy, he cried. You made it. You actually made it back. His left hand grasped Nier's and plumbed it so furiously it threatened to dislodge from the socket with its right sized Weiss by the cover and swung him through the air. Gah! By the heavens, stop shaking me, fool! We have not even told you if we were successful or not. The mayor smiled broadly and shook his head. I'm just happy you're alive. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Nier withdrew himself from the mayor's eager handshake with a slight smile. We broke the death dream seal, he said. At least I think we did. The mayor's face beamed as Nier filled him in on the details. When the tale was done, the 3 of them laid down on the forest ground and fell asleep. Wait a second. That's crazy. Why would we just lay down and go to sleep? This is one hell of a story. Seize your endless paddle and get to sleep, fool. Fighting against the rules of this place is futility itself. Nier and the mayor obediently reclined atop the grassy earth. Have you forgotten? Continued Weiss. It is words that control the death dream, words that allow us to move from place to place. No matter how unnatural the theme, the words are absolute. Therefore, if the words tell us to sleep, then sleep we shall. And once we do, the story will continue. With that, the trio found their eyes growing heavy, their breath slowing. This is the first time, began the mayor, the first time I have felt tired since I was imprisoned here. His words were cut off by a loud, long yawn, and he remembered nothing more. They might have slept for an hour or a year. When they awoke, things had a slightly more real quality to them. The mist felt thicker, the leaves greener, it was clearer, that they had awakened from their dream. Nier shook the mayor's shoulder gently. "Good news," he said. "We made it." "Oh, wow," said the mayor in an awed voice. "We did. I'm back." He blinked once, twice, as though not quite believing the sight before him. "You two have no idea how much this means." The death dream had started to spread through the village, and I wanted to, I thought I could figure out how to stop it, but I guess that wasn't the case. I must have caught the disease and become trapped in my own dream. The mayor started to stand, then collapsed back to the earth. He stared at his legs, as if trying to remember how they work, then gazed at Nier and shrugged. Without a word, the fighter reached down and pulled the mayor to his feet. Real life may take some getting used to. A wry smile crossed the mayor's lips. "You shall relearn in short order, I'm sure," said Wise. "For now, you should return to your home and rest." "No," said the mayor, weighing on unsteady feet. "No, I can't." "Some of the villagers are still trapped in the death dream. I have to save them." The mayor slowly made his way to the divine tree in the center of the village, then bowed his head and prayed silently. "This is a holy tree," he explained when the prayer was finished. "It's the guardian of the village's history and memories." "Superstition will only make our mission harder," muttered Wise. "We should not put our faith in the gods." The mayor shook his head. "Not the gods, the words. Legend says that our tree is home to a powerful magic known as a sealed verse. Nier and Wise could not contain their surprise. It seemed a goal had been found in the most unexpected of places. "I say," muttered Wise, "this is certainly a stroke of luck." As the three of them said their goodbyes, he mentioned the strange man who had given them the third riddle and the mysterious word that he had left them with. "I once saw a version of you that was not yourself," muttered the mayor. "What in the world?" Lost in thoughts, he stared into space for a long moment. "You know," he said softly, "this is going to sound weird, but I had a feeling I'd see you before. Too." Nier tried to keep a straight face and failed, but the mayor didn't seem to notice. "Déjà vu, right? Anyway, I figured it's just some kind of illusion created by the death dream. It probably doesn't mean anything." Nier gave the mayor a nod and a smile, but inwardly his thoughts were racing. There's something wrong about the mayor and his words. I wish I understood what the hell was going on here. That riddle would prove to be the most difficult one at all. "Oh, thank you so much. Now I can finally return to a normal life." This is one of the most bizarre diseases I have ever encountered. I know, that's why I have to help the other villagers, no matter what. Okay, wir haben den Sealed Verse erhalten. Tja, das... Oh. For a sealed verse, that didn't make much effort. Yes. All the touch too easy, if you ask me. It's almost as if someone was guiding us to this village. You think too much, boys. Das ist wirklich mal eine sehr außergewöhnliche Passage in so einem Spiel. Ich werde mal kurz speichern. Quasi so eine Art kleines Text-Adventure, das hier in diesem mysteriösen Traum eingeflochten ist. In diese Traumpassagen. Okay, die anderen Bewohner haben wir hier, die wir auch aus ihren Träumen retten sollen. Ich verstehe nicht ganz, waren wir im Traum, als wir in das Dorf gekommen sind? Sind wir immer noch im Traum? Waren wir die ganze Zeit in einem Traum? Ist das hier die echte Welt? Ich glaube gar nichts mehr. Aber anscheinend sind wir hier in der echten Welt und nur wenn wir mit ihnen reden, werden wir in den Traum gezogen. Aber hier ist alles so surreal. Und das mit diesem Déjà-vu, ich frage mich, ob das nochmal wichtig wird. Naja. Ich glaube, wir haben gar keine Zeit mehr. Ich glaube, wir schaffen die anderen beiden Träume nicht mehr. Das dauert doch ziemlich lang. Das war jetzt gut eine halbe Stunde mit dem Nīa. Deswegen würde ich fast sagen, beenden wir die Folge jetzt hier mal. Genau, und beim nächsten Mal schauen wir uns die anderen beiden Träume an. Die dann wahrscheinlich die ganze Folge umfassen. Wir werden es sehen. Auf jeden Fall danke ich euch herzlich fürs Zusehen. Ich hoffe, ihr seid auch beim nächsten Mal wieder dabei. Es würde mich freuen, wenn ihr den Kanal liked, beziehungsweise das Video liked und den Kanal subscribt. Ihr könnt auch den Kanal liken, wenn ihr wollt. Aber ja, und lasst mir Kommentare da und wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal. Macht's gut, bis dann.